Hey everybody, it's Ken with AMN. So I've been thinking lately, and AMN makes your brain go in places that you don't really want to go, but you end up there. Which is one of the reasons I always tell people I like to stay busy with this YouTube channel, my job, just so your brain doesn't go there. But so the other day I saw an obituary for someone who I didn't personally know, but unfortunately they passed away of ALD at a young age, not that much older than I am. So the thing with ALD, AMN, you can't compare yourself to somebody else. You just can't, because it does affect every single person differently. And, you know, as I tell people, I'm a gambling man. Everyone knows I like to gamble. And with AMN, ALD, I feel like you are kind of gambling with your life. You don't know what's going to happen. We are on a roulette wheel right now. And it brought me back at my job. You know, I had a 401k plan, which I was contributing to. In my 20s, pretty heavy, just because it's what you're supposed to do for compound growth and all that good stuff. And I did that, and that was in my 20s when I had no idea what AMN was. You know, I just assumed a normal life ahead. I retire, live my retirement, and it wasn't until after my diagnosis that I kind of changed that thought process. You know, nobody knows what your future is going to bring, and that goes for everybody. I'm nobody special. That goes for everyone. But knowing the disease, the potential of the endpoint of the disease, I cut my contributions back to my 401k considerably, down to the bare minimum of what the company matches, which I think is is it $10 a week? I think so. It's so much per quarter. It's not a ton, but that's free money. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that. And I made that decision, you know, really kind of gambling on my life, basically. You know, like, will I even make it to a quote-unquote normal retirement? Nobody knows. I don't know. And at the time I made that decision on, I would rather spend that money now while I can still live my life than prepare for a future, a questionable future. And it gets kind of deep, it gets kind of morbid when you think about it. Like, you know, basically I'm telling myself there's a potential that I could die before I even get to like 65 or a quote unquote normal retirement. I might die right now because I'm following a tractor and I'm trying to pass it and I can't, and living in central PA. But yeah, so it's like, so I made that decision. Again, I've got a balance in there. It's still growing slowly but surely, but it's not where it should be for a person now in their almost early 40s. 39, we're going to be diving into 40 here in July. So, like, yeah, that's a gamble I've taken. It's a gamble I've taken, you know. I'm hoping, honestly, for my own well-being. It's a gamble of that I hope I do get to 65, and I hope I do have next to no money, because I'll be okay with that because I made it to 65. But, like, on the other hand, how I've always looked at it, I've looked at it in multiple ways. Like, you know, I have this vested balance in there. In the event, one of two things. One thing, say I go downhill and I can't work anymore. Well, I've got this chunk of cash which I could use at that point to pay off all my debts and pretty much just, you know, live in disability life, shall that day ever come. And then the other hand of it is, well, I've got a chunk of money to leave to my family in that event that money would be needed to, you know, just, again, morbid and weird, but to send me off, to say my goodbyes, you know, basically wouldn't leave my family with I'm gonna say it. Leave your family with a dead guy with no money. So, you know. So who knows? One of those things could happen. We don't know. Obviously, we are hopeful, but it's like when you sit down and you look and see these like obituaries and stuff of these young guys, and it's just, it makes you go down that rabbit hole. And again, it's not a good rabbit hole. We try to stay out of that rabbit hole for mental health, but yeah, so so when the stock market's down and I sit and I look at this and I'm just like, come on now, we need to get you back up there, because again, it's not great as it was. I mean, and I even myself, I actually I took a loan from it, because I was just like, it was during COVID when you were allowed to take money from your 401k without penalty. I'm now, that was in 2020, so in 2023, I think I have less than 2 years and I'll have officially paid that back. But while I took the loan out, that money's still being in my vested balance and it's still growing, so like free money. It was free money at the time. I don't know what I did with it. I'm sure I gambled it or something, or went on a trip, but again, my whole point was I want to live it. I want to live that money while I can live that money. And, you know, that's kind of a decision you have to make. I mean, again, that's a decision everyone needs to make, but when the odds are stacked, they're stacked on you, again, that would be your decision to make. But yeah, it's like a depressing thing to think about. But you know, that's life. It's life in general. You know, we're adults. You have to make adult life decisions, as irresponsible as they may be. You know,
police reported ahead.
See, this is the gamble we take, everybody. There's police reported ahead. So, you know, we're going to take it easy. But that's kind of hilarious in this video. Police reported ahead. Exactly. But, like, we have Waze. Waze tells us that there's someone reported that there's police ahead. I've got nobody I mean, I do have people. I have doctors for the most part when I go get my yearly MRI. But I've got no one to tell me what's ahead. And it's a great unknown. And I was actually listening to this song. It's William Ryan Key, who used to be the lead singer of Yellow Card. Well, I think he still is. I think they came back. But I like, and there's got a song, it's called The Great Unknown, and a lot of those, and it's kind of funny, like a lot of these songs are basically you and a significant other and a breakup, but a lot of those songs I can relate to, just like on a disease, on like ALD, AMN. AMN is kind of like that, my significant other, and we break up and we get back together, and it's so so I can pretty much listen to any song and I can relate to it. And music in general got me through a lot of shitty times, and we're really rocking here, everybody. Now we got bad roads down here, but anyway, I don't know what this whole... Really, I guess it was just about, you know, the great unknown. Nobody knows, but apparently there were police reported ahead and I got past them, so... But anyway, Ken with AMN. Keep the feet moving. And just put a couple dollars into your 401k so it makes it look like you're trying.